Hello, everyone. Welcome back to KGB English Hub Podcast, your daily companion for mastering English, one step at a time. I'm Emma, and today I have another powerful and inspiring story for you. Have you ever felt afraid of speaking English even though you understand it well? Have you ever worried that people will judge your mistakes? If you have, then today's story will resonate with you. This is the story of Rohan, a brilliant lawyer who argued in the High Court but struggled with one thing: speaking English confidently. But his journey will show you that with consistency and the right mindset, anyone can overcome their fears. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into this motivational journey together. Rohan was known for his sharp legal mind. He was excellent at his work, respected in the courtroom, and passionate about justice. But there was one thing holding him back: his fear of speaking English. Growing up, Rohan had studied law in his native language. He knew English well. He could read legal documents, write complex arguments, and understand everything. But when it came to speaking, he froze. What if I make mistakes? What if I sound unprofessional? What if people judge me? These fears kept him silent. Even in important meetings, he chose to speak in his native language. He avoided English conversations as much as possible. Until one day, everything changed. One day, Rohan's senior assigned him a major case that had to be presented entirely in English. "You are the best person for this," his senior said. "I trust you." Rohan's heart pounded. He had no choice. He had to argue in English. That night he sat in his office, staring at his notes. He knew the law. He knew his arguments, but he felt paralyzed by fear. That's when he made a decision. He was going to face his fear head on. Rohan knew that to speak better, he had to listen more. He started listening to English every single day. While commuting to court, he played English podcasts. While having lunch, he listened to legal debates in English. Before sleeping, he repeated sentences out loud. He made English a daily habit. And slowly, something changed. A week before his big case, Rohan stood in front of a mirror and practiced. At first, his voice shook. He stumbled over words. But he didn't stop. Every day he spoke out loud. He mimicked the pronunciation. He built confidence. And then the day of the case arrived. Standing in court, heart racing, Rohan took a deep breath and began speaking. His English wasn't perfect, but he spoke clearly and confidently. He focused on his arguments instead of his fear. And by the end of the case, something amazing happened. The judge nodded in approval. His colleagues congratulated him. And most importantly, Rohan felt proud of himself. So, my dear listeners, let me ask you, what's stopping you from speaking English? Do you feel afraid of making mistakes? So did Rohan. Do you think you need to be perfect? You don't. Do you think fluency is impossible? It's not. The only thing you need to do is start. Listen to English every day. Surround yourself with it. Speak out loud, even if it's just to yourself. Embrace mistakes. They are proof that you're learning. The key is consistency. Just like Rohan, you will improve if you keep going. 3 months passed. Rohan was no longer afraid of speaking English. He started participating in debates. He gave speeches. He even mentored junior lawyers in English. One day, a new lawyer approached him and said, "Sir, your English is amazing. How did you learn it?" Rohan smiled. "I listened every day. I spoke out loud, and I never gave up." So, my dear listener, if Rohan can do it, you can too. I challenge you. Starting today, listen to English every single day. Play this podcast while commuting. Repeat sentences out loud. Speak English without fear of mistakes. One day, you'll look back and realize, wow, I can actually speak English with confidence. And remember, the KGB English Hub podcast is here to help you every step of the way. We'll bring you more stories, more lessons, and more motivation, so you never feel alone on this journey. So hit that subscribe button, share this episode with a friend, and let's keep growing together. Keep listening, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next episode.